Let's see if this works. Jesus Christ. Fucking finally. What the hell? Ah, there we go. All right. Welcome to today's cooking show. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get into this.
With that being said, let's make some Big Mac sliders. First thing we want to do.
Big Mac sliders. Big Macs. I'm curious to see how she's going to do this. Because Big Macs traditionally have that third bun.
Our pan is already preheated. We're going to go in with our 80-20 ground beef. We're going to cook our meat all the way through until it's no longer pink. Just going to go ahead and place all of the ground meat to the back of the pan.
Okay, this is a little bit of an alteration, because a Big Mac is a burger, obviously. Everyone knows what the fuck a Big Mac is. I'm not that irritated with this because it's a slider and I know what she's going for.
Just push it like that. All right. We're going to allow all of the excess oil to come to the front.
Hello, Ward.
Once we're done, we're going to go in with our paper towels. And we're going to dab up some of that oil, of course. For just the right amount of oil, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some onions.
All right.
Diced onions for this recipe will work perfectly. Let's incorporate the onions with the ground beef, of course. Stir it around really good. Make sure everything is perfectly incorporated. If you need to lower the flame, lower the flame.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes take you on lavish adventures.
Let's go, boys!
One thing I've noticed about football fans is they all talk like the players can actually hear them.
Proud of you.
Do you like onions in your Big Mac? Or are you one of those customers that tell the person taking your order, hold the onions. I don't want no onions in my Big Mac or in any burger for that matter.
Onions are in the Big Mac, sweetheart. What is it? Oh, fuck. I can't remember the onions are in the Big Mac.
Because I'm like, bring on the onions, bring on everything. Add all the toppings. Yeah, that's how I get down. Add everything. All right, let's add some garlic powder. Got to season it all on up. Let's add some onion powder as well. I'm going to go in with a small pinch of
You're already adding way more seasonings than Mickey D's does.
Salt and ground black pepper. And yes, even though this is a Big Mac, right? We're going to add flavors that's going to make it taste even better than the original Big Mac. But we're still...
Well, yeah, it's not hard to improve on McDonald's burgers. Just add salt and pepper, for Christ's sakes. Just add fresh beef, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, I have to take a piss. Alrighty.
I'm going to keep the same concept. With that being said, I'm going to add some of my all-purpose seasoning, because that's going to bring out a great element of flavor as well, without changing it up too much. It's just going to make it taste even better. Let's add some beef bouillon. Going to add just a small amount of water to loosen things up just a bit. We're going to take this off. We're going to set this aside, and we're going to work on building our Big Mac sliders. When it comes to the slider bread, right, you're going to go ahead, you're going to grab your favorite brand of bread, or
basically King's Hawaiian roll. Now, this is where I'm curious. Is she going to make one cut or two?
Or what's on sale. Whichever works out best for you is what you're going to grab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a serrated bread knife. You see those little edges on the knife right here? This is the perfect knife to use when you're cutting into bread. It's called a serrated knife. It makes cutting the bread so much easier. All right, boom, boom. All right, let's see. Did we get a clean cut? Okay, we are done. Perfect. Okay, yay. All right, in the meanwhile, we are going to grab our casserole dish. A 9x13 will work.
Okay, not to be a complete ass, but you're missing one of the big parts of being a Big Mac. And that is the third bun. I know it's the dumbest part of being a Big Mac, but it is part of the Big Mac.
Perfectly fine, or even a little smaller. But then again, it also depends on the amount of slider or rolls that you're going to be using. If you're going to be using, like, let's say 24 sliders, you want to make sure that you have a casserole dish that accommodates those amount of sliders. If not, you're going to have to probably break the bread in half and use multiple casserole dishes. We're not going to be embarrassing ourselves with our party sliders sticking in the casserole dish. No, we're not doing that. Let's add some cooking spray, non-stick cooking spray to the casserole dish. Make sure you add a good amount. Imagine, right? You're serving it up and the bottom bread is stuck to the dish. You can't get it out. How embarrassing. We're going to add the bottom layer of bread to the dish. See how that fits in there perfectly? Perfect, right? At this point in time, we are going to add our meat. Ground beef, of course.
Alright. Again, I'm fine with this, but it's a Big Mac, so it's a fucking burger. It's two burgers separated by a piece of bread that's like 3 times their size.
All right, we have more than enough. So we're going to use our spatula to spread it all of the bread. I can guarantee you this meat is so flavorful. How do you know, Tammy? Because I tasted it off camera.
The Mediterranean diet is the world's healthiest diet, and Factor makes it easy to eat that way every day. A true Mediterranean.
The Mediterranean diet is the healthiest diet? Really?
All right, let's go in and get our cheese. For this particular recipe, I'm going to be using American cheese simply because that's the type of cheese that they use when making Big Macs, obviously. And not because I'm using certain ingredients mean you can't change things up a bit. You know what I mean? If you have ground turkey.
Oh, really? And if I made my version of something, you guys would crucify me for it. Hell, I got crucified for doing a Baconator clone, not even square patties.
Or ground pork in the refrigerator. Maybe it's last minute or it's what you prefer. Add the ground turkey, add the ground pork. Yeah, you could call it the Big Mac turkey version of the Big...
Just call them sliders with Big Mac sauce. Like, I'm willing to work with what constitutes a version of it. But that middle bun is kind of important, sweetie.
Mac slider, if that makes sense. You can switch things up. Don't always feel like you have to be committed to making things a particular way. Go ahead and add our cheese. And I'm gonna take this, split it in half, and I'm gonna place this right there, just like that, because we want all of the hamburger.
And remember, she said this wasn't double cheeseburger sliders. She says this wasn't McDonald's cheeseburger sliders. She said this wasn't McDouble cheeseburger sliders. No, she specifically said Big Mac, which has a very specific part.
Meat to be covered with cheese.
And again, I'm not saying this isn't delicious. I am not saying that.
Right, we want a cheesy effect. All right, we're gonna add some pickles. Add as many or as little pickles as you want. If you want to add relish, you can definitely add relish as well. Spread it out just a little bit.
If I were to make this, I don't know if I do pickles, like full slices of pickles, or I just do relish. Well, because relish would be in my sauce, I'd probably do pickles.
Okay, that's perfect. We're gonna go ahead and we are gonna take our top buns. We're gonna place it on top. We're not gonna squish it down or anything like that. We're just gonna keep it just like that, okay? Simply.
And again, right now, all you're doing is you don't even have the Big Mac sauce. This is just a cheeseburger slider with pickles.
Because we don't want to lock it in. We don't want to seal it just yet because we're going to be adding more stuff. Get some melted butter.
All right.
Push it on top just like that.
Fine for a nice shiny top. Cool.
Make sure it looks nice and shiny. You don't want it to be dry. And we're going to add some sesame seeds.
Okay, fine.
If you don't want to add sesame seeds,
I'm really looking for that special sauce, sweetheart. You know, basically mayo, ketchup, relish. I think of onion powder, garlic powder.
Sesame allergy, like myself. I know you're like, girl, how are you gonna do the taste test if you're sesame allergy? We'll figure it out. We're gonna add a lot because it is pretty, right? As you can see. But like I was saying,
like I said, I have no problem with the sesame seed bun would be a nice addition, but this isn't a Big Mac. If it was just a McDouble would have been more appropriate, or a McDonald's cheeseburger doesn't have sesame seeds. If it was like a quarter pounder with cheese, that would have been a faithful. A quarter pounder with cheese slider would have been a more faithful adaptation.
and if you have, like, let's say a sesame allergy or you don't have sesame on hand, don't worry. Just chop up some parsley and add the parsley instead. All right, into the oven, 370.
Like I said, I'm not saying this doesn't look good. I'm not saying I wouldn't eat the shit out of it. But this is not a Big Mac. There's even there's no Big Mac sauce.
75 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. Even though we're going to cover it down with foil, we don't want to knock off the sesame seeds because they're not set just yet. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to cover it down loosely.
I moved from Dallas. The order of things I wanted to set up was internet, water, then
Time to make one of the most famous sauces in the world, and that's going to be our Big Mac sauce. How many people remember?
But it needs to be on the burger. You're not going to get that now. And no, Big Mac sauce is not a dipping sauce, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'm trying to meet you halfway.
Remember when you would go and you would order your Big Mac and you would ask for extra Big Mac sauce, or you would ask for Mac sauce on a burger other than a Big Mac? Is that only like a New York thing? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, we have some mayo. Find your favorite brand of mayo, of course. We also have some ketchup, mustard. We're going to add some sugar to the mix. along with our relish. This is sweet relish, of course. We're also going to add some white distilled vinegar along with garlic powder or onion powder, along with onion powder, along with garlic powder, just gonna switch it up, and paprika. This is not smoked, this is just regular paprika, and it's gonna give it the awesome color that we're all familiarized with. Stir it on up really good. When you're finished, you could do one or two things. You could leave it in a bowl, of course, or you could place this in a squeezy bottle.
Except, this is not a goddamn dipping sauce. You've already fucked yourself with it.
It makes it a lot easier when you're sharing it out, but also don't forget to park some to the side, because guess what? This is going to be your dipping sauce as well. While being careful, we're going to remove the aluminum foil. This looks pretty. And we're going to place it back into the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes uncovered. As you saw, that's what it looked like fresh out of the oven. Can't tell me that was gorgeous, all right? Now, here's the thing. We're going to doll this up just a little bit more, right? Add some more toppings, which is going to add more flavor to it. That came off pretty easily, which is a good thing, all right?
I can't believe that.
Melted cheese. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Here's what we're going to do, my loves. We are going to add some of our beautiful mac sauce. All right. Great thing about it, it's your.
Then why wouldn't you save yourself the trouble and just roast the top part on a griddle on your oven? Or on your range?
Mac sauce, you could add as much or as little and without having to pay 10 or 25 cents for extra mac sauce, right?
Well, hopefully the $100 is going to a good cause.
Let's go in with the lettuce. We're going to go back in with the top buns. And we're going to place...
Well, the pickles are under the sauce that you already added. But again, for it to be a Big Mac slider, it has to have another piece of bread. Kind of the thing of a Big Mac.
So on the top, just like that. And we're ready to dig in. Wow. Wow, wow, and wow.
Nope. I'm actually all for you donating your money to the food bank. Because it was your choice. I get irritated when I'm forced to donate by the barrel of the government gun.
I just came from chopping trees. All right, somebody told me that you was in here making Big Mac sliders.
Mm-hmm. You know I have the sesame allergy, so I can't taste it.
What's up, guys?
But it's all good. So hubby's going to do the honors of doing a taste test.
My God, it's the rarest sight of all. A black woman with a black man in a marriage.
Oh, my God.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just saying that. It's actually good. This is good.
All right, so you.
All right, whatever. It was probably a damn delicious meal. I'm just not gonna give it Big Mac status because she needed 2 layers of meat and 3 layers of bread. All right, now we deal with this guy.
Talk about sauteing, because a lot of people, I think, don't understand the basics of it. The basic progression first is to put an empty pan on the heat, and we wait. When this pan feels hot, when you put some water on there and it dances around, you know that the temperature is hot enough. Then I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pan. After about 5 seconds or so, the oil will be hot enough for us to lay the protein in there, or whatever it is that you're going to be cooking. And again, we wait. It'll stick right off the bat, and then it will release.
I guess, considering I think I might end this one early tonight. Actually, probably way early tonight. Yeah, way early tonight. Do you want a review if Jake's gone after me? Yes or no? And you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Because she said, I have to go to the bathroom. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait.
Itself when it's browned and beautiful and ready to be turned. Let's look at this one. Okay, this is what you want to do.
No, I have to make something known as raggedy ass ragu. And, well, time is what it is. Ragu takes a minute.
When you're sauteing. Let's talk about sauteing, because a lot of people, I think, don't understand the basics of it. The basic progression.
All right, whatever the fuck that was. Thank you, Obi-Wan. All right, we'll do this.
I need in minutes. Each meal is crafted by chefs and approved by dietitians, so hitting your protein goals is.
Today we're making something that absolutely did not need to happen. So obviously we're doing it. Nashville hot chicken is incredible. Hot dogs are incredible. So we thought, why not mash them together and make a Nashville hot dog. It's crispy, spicy, messy, and probably irresponsible. If this goes wrong, I'll own it. And if it goes right, you know what you're making next. Let's go. All the ingredients involved. Wrong, we're not putting it on a bun. Why would we put it on a bun? The obvious choice. Look, when you go to a barbecue place, and you've got the ribs and the brisket and the hot links and all that, do they give you a bun to have with it? No, they're giving you a piece of white bread. And that's what we're using, because that's irresponsible today. And that's the theme we're keeping.
Well, first off, the first thing I'd tell you is buy your French fries from a frozen bag. Ore-Ida makes a very good French fry. And there's nothing wrong with using frozen French fries. But if you do insist on making them from scratch, you have the first soak, then drain the water, refill the water, the second soak, and then I would lay them out on towels or paper towels and cover them and let them sit there for about an hour just to drain out the moisture. Also, the reason the oil boiled over is most likely not the French fry, but most likely your oil level. Oil should be at about 75% of whatever cooking vessel you have. Okay, and should get pushed to no more than about 80%. That's why when it does bubble up, you don't have the spillover. That said, honestly, just buy a goddamn deep fryer.
But before I start, just let me address Chance, because you've been asking, and Chance was a part of this channel for a long time, and of course, we loved him. Look, we're making some changes, we're evolving, we're streamlining, and despite being an amazing employee and a great friend, and we all loved him, there just wasn't a spot here anymore. And that, look, that's the part of business that nobody wants to deal with. And those decisions have to be made sometimes, and this one happened. There's nothing weird, nothing creepy. We adore Chance, but it's just me and Max now. Like with the way we started, how many years ago?
15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Everybody still follow Chancey on
15 years ago.
On TikTok,
Yeah.
Chance Nation.
Yes, follow Chancey on Chance Nation on TikTok. He's doing some fabulous stuff. Anyway, We love Chance. There, I've said it. Nothing went bad here. We're all good. But we have to make this Nashville hot dog, because I can't wait to have a bite. And we're going to cook the dog 2 ways. We'll start by making essentially a comeback sauce to go on this. You know there's always got to be a sauce for me. We're using a little comeback sauce. Recipe below, but we start with mayo, just like that. Next in, chili sauce. You know, this is the American version of chili sauce, not like the Asian one. And you could use ketchup, but this is better, honestly. Little Dijon, little Worcestershire. Comeback sauce is from Mississippi, apparently, in the beginning, and now it's wherever you want it to be. I'm using hot sauce. This is probably not the right version of the whole thing, but, you know, what do I know? I'm Canadian, mostly Canadian, and American now. That was smoked paprika, this is garlic powder, and that's a hit of salt. And we mix. If you like In-N-Out sauce, you will love this. Just way more character. Let's make a quick slaw. And we'll begin with, this is just angel hair cabbage, little mayo, some celery seed, love it. It's perfect in here. Little pickle juice, not too much. Pinch of salt and pepper, 1 tiny bit of smoked paprika, and we'll mix. Well, maybe I could make a bigger mess. Hot oil time. Here's how this begins. A little pot. I know Max said it earlier, but I like a lot of pot. It's funny, haha. Start with some neutral oil. That looks right. Recipe below, and we put it on the heat. We're not making a ton because we don't need a ton. We want this to get warmed up, shimmering, not smoking. Very important, not smoking. And we're there. All right, kill the heat. That can go away. Now we add the following. Cayenne, brown sugar. There's always a little sweet with the hot. Smoked paprika.
What the hell? Yeah, it might be a shorter broadcast. Who gives a fuck? Jake won the poll quite easily. All right, Jake, what do you got? Oh, and by the way, when you sent me your little comment saying anywhere, anytime, and we do this on Discord, you know, I'd film myself cooking my thing, and you'd somehow do it better than me. Yeah, that's incredibly stupid. Your fans will obviously vote for your dish. My fans will vote for mine. Whoop-de shit. What I am referring to in that scenario is me and you actually meeting up in person and cooking food for a blind judging panel. Which, yes, in that arena, Jake, I'm kicking your ass.
Genuinely never seen someone put lettuce in a fucking measuring
Dave's Cooking Show coming at you every Sunday, Monday.
That's incredible. Yeah, without doing anything to it. Maybe shredded. The only other time I could possibly imagine someone doing this is if they just had no other vessel during the preparation. And they're like, you know, in an apartment, I got like fucking, you know, I got to put my lettuce something.
Well, his I'm not going to do a cook-off. I do it, but I'm not going to do it on fucking Discord. On, of all things, his Discord. Can you fucking let this get through your head? What a stupid idea that is.
I think 2 cups of mayo are involved. Do you think more mayo by volume than lettuce? I certainly do.
Wednesday and Friday.
This will be weighed down. Look, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to eat too many greens or purples for that matter.
If I recreate his video, you'd say that I failed, or you'd say that I did this or did that. I mean, I can do it. I almost want to do it. Just out of spite.
Might make you shit
and
good.
Follow his exact recipe
at 4 p.m.
Central Standard Time. Don't forget to like, share.
I thought the screen was just going to shut off. I thought it was just done. I thought it was over. Hi, buddy.
But no, if I was to take Jake on, it would be an actual live cooking competition with a time limit and a panel of non-partial judges and a blind tasting. This idea of me and him cook the same thing over the internet is ludicrous. His fans will praise his shit, my fans will praise mine, and nothing will be accomplished.
You're very handsome. See ya. Have a good time. That's crazy.
Comment, and of course,
'Cause
subscribe. I've already had this thing. I had this a long time ago, damn near 10 years ago now, when I was challenging Jonathan McIntosh to a cook-off. And somebody clued me in, well, the premise of this is stupid. Your fans will take your dish, his fans will take his, and no, you need to be in person, you need to cook something, and you need to have a live blind tasting.
I have a comment. Oh, wait, I already did? That's weird. I made 2 comments. I've been noticing some incredibly low stamina on the live streams. Maybe it's your lack of nutrition? Anywhere, anytime. David Nordahl. Okay, I expect to see you Thursday evenings in my Discord.
So, what, you were drunk, or is that not you? That would be disturbing to me that somebody is pretending to be me. Fuck off.
Record live on stream for a cook-off live from our kitchens. Anything you want to cook, I bet I'll make it faster, more beautifully, and with better flavor. And if I don't do all 3 of those things, I think Dave wins. I have to beat him. I think that's fair. I think that's weighted properly. I have to beat him in 3 categories. He only has to win 1, or all of them. He could beat me. Well,
Yeah, except if we do it over Discord, there's no way to do it. Because nobody can taste anything over Discord, dumbass.
Who knows? So, yeah. There we go. The flavor.
I don't even know what videos he's responding to at this point.
Flavor King. No. I didn't say I was the Flavor King. That's obviously Sir Guy Fieri. I would never claim to be the Flavor King. I merely claim that Dave...
Wait. You bitch constantly at me about Jarlic. I believe that's what you called it. Guy Fieri uses it. And a bunch of restaurants and diners, drive-ins, and dives uses it as well. So make up your fucking mind. You fat fucking pompous dick.
Would be worse than me at doing that. That's all. That's the standard. Flavor Queen.
Please, because like 80% of you are not subscribed.
I would, if I didn't want to be too spammy, I would leave a third comment and ask about, because I didn't watch it when I left the comment. I didn't see that he used measuring cups for his salad.
And don't forget to click that bell notification so you know when I go live, when I deal with other people's cooking videos.
When I deal with other people's cooking videos. Nothing about his channel is appealing to anyone that likes food content.
Okay, yet you continue to do every goddamn video that I make. I'll make fun of leftist content, but I try not to cover the same people all the time. You make it a point, my dude, to go out of your way to cover every damn video I do. Meaning, at some point, you're enjoying the content. At some point, you know I'm right. All right.
Like, if you were in the drama food space, it'd be one thing, but you're not.
Let's start today's dish off, which is...
Viscount of taste, Jake?
Is a ham, turkey, and apple sandwich. First thing we got to do is
this video's
make
louder than usual.
Our,
Am I wrong? Wait, is the volume up?
All right, I'm done with this person.
Yes, it is. That makes sense. That makes sense. Dude, loud neighbor, let's fucking go. She's very punctual.
I guess lettuce mix for the salad, for lack of a better term.
Lettuce
so I got
mix?
about 3 cups.
I love spring mix.
Of spring mix.
I love my greens and my purples.
In a bowl.
Excellent choice, David.
And this is one...
It does look a little wilty, but what the fuck am I looking at? What is happening? Is that apples? It's fine to add apples. This is not...
That would be apples,
this is not how I would
faggot.
do this. This is suddenly so bad. All right. Okay. This is not going to come together if you just dump it all into a thing. Why would you dump it all into a thing and make it beige? It's a sandwich. These are slices. Add them to the sandwich for crispness and brightness and a little, of that apple acidity. That's fine. I've had sandwiches with apples on them. What is this? If you're going to do this, you have to cut these into like thin strips like a slaw thing or shave them.
I cut them into
strips,
a thin strip.
like a slaw thing.
Fuck off.
I don't know. Or you could... No, I wouldn't grate it. It's too mealy. Yeah, you'd have to make like an apple slaw. Or you could do like crouton shape, smaller than that. Like a... Kind of like as small as you would cut an onion. So that when it's in there, you would taste it. But I don't think that would be good. I don't think that's what I would do. I don't think... You just put these on. They're fine like they are. They're apples. Or applesauce, but I don't think that's as tasty. I'd like the idea of, for me, having apple on a sandwich would be the texture of it. Although 2 ways would be good. Apple butter would be good. Applesauce is fine. Depends on what the bread is.
One of the apples to get a goddamn flavor, and it turned out fine. This is why social justice bullshit is dying.
I don't know, like something hearty. Icker.
I hope you have
Private,
a
thank you.
fantastic day.
Because of you, I changed how I did my burgers tonight. I do turkey and tend to do them with breadcrumbs and an egg. Probably bad, not necessarily. But I did the single slip, like you said. Turned out so well. Yeah. The sear is going to be good. It's not bad to put egg, like turkey, especially because it's so lean, sometimes needs a binding to hold it together.
Turkey's so lean it needs fat to help it. You have to add bacon to turkey. Unless you want to eat a burger drier than fucking goddamn Christina Applegate's cunt.
if you don't sear it. But if you set the sear, should be good because it'll hold together. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind if even in a burger, it turns into more of a meatball texture, but people do that sometimes. That's not bad. It's no big deal. It's just more, it becomes less of a burger and more of a meatball. And yeah, the texture becomes more of like a fine thing rather than sort of the meat.
You all make money streaming, so actually under legal grounds, I'd have more than enough to, I don't know, get a piece of it. I'm not going to do that, by the way. But again, you can't actually counter anything that I say. You just deal with the fact that I'm a Trump supporter.
Sort of bite. Peanut butter as a binder in burgers? Ooh, that's an interesting move. I've never fucking tried that.
You've never heard of a peanut butter burger? Really?
I have never even thought of that. Little bacon, little blue cheese, spring mix, balsamic, peanut butter bind. That would fucking, I bet that fucking hits. I bet that has like surprising amounts of like, what the fuck? Why is this beef so good in it? Because it's so savory and sweet and salty at the same time. But that adds, I'm going to try that. Great idea, Chucky.
And even if you do, you won't film it because you haven't uploaded to your cooking channel in 2 years. About medium-sized Honeycrisp. Also, you're assuming that the peanut butter doesn't burn when the burger cooks. Or that the burger is so goddamn sticky that it can't be formed. Or lifted off said grill or grill. Again, you're all excited over this thing of the peanut butter and here's what I would do, sweetheart. Instead of trying to incorporate blue cheese or whatever the fuck you said, maybe just make a standard burger, or maybe get like, let's say, a pound of meat and let's say 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Mix that in. Then go standard salt and pepper and see where you're at. Apple that I cored and sliced up. This is why I know if Jake is telling the truth, that he did run restaurants, that he was an assistant manager or a manager. It was at an Applebee's, a Chili's, or some chain restaurant. Because this guy, while he did shout out original ideas, is just kind of like, yeah, do you have any idea the flavor ratio those motherfucking things give?
Okay. So I want to watch the process of the knife work or the mandolin or whatever the fuck using anytime you slice anything, okay? What it looks like you did is you did it way ahead of time and they've been sort of like oxidizing, which is not super ideal. I would just, when I'm making the sandwich, slice the apple right there. If you slice apple ahead of time, it's just going to turn brown, and it starts to, the texture.
Yeah, well, when I made it, I sliced it ahead of time because I had like 5 other videos to do. So, yeah. But it didn't actually oxidize that much.
Changes, it's awful.
That was part of
these are not
brews.
awful right now, but they like this right here. Starting to get bad. No way that he brought. Did they make them pre-sliced like this? No, I think he sliced them. I actually like miso paste in mine. That makes a lot of sense. I've heard of that. I've never heard of the peanut butter. I mean, that makes so much sense. I love peanut butter on burgers. Never heard of the binder inside of it as peanut butter. With one flip. Yeah.
Again,
So...
Again, Jake, do you just pompously want to just be collectively wrong about everything? I mean, really? Do you? All right, I'm coming to the point where I have to call this off because of cooking dinner. The last thing I'm going to say about Jake is, again, recreate a recipe of mine on actual cooking. And I will do the same, and I guarantee you I'll do a better job. Anyway, that's all I got on this one. Good night, everybody.